Onward ho!
Yes, go.
All right, let's shoulder our way in. Put your backs into it, boys.
Who goes through the door first?
Well, Jovan's our fearless leader.
Yeah, but Dadriel was already pushing the door.
You know what? I light my torch.
There's no more rooms, right?
They burned off.
Blessing is still active.
Okay, so first of all, the door is cracked so that a burglar might fit through.
Yeah.
Especially a 14-year-old tiny burglar.
Precisely.
All right. So I light my torch because I'm guessing we now actually need a
You'll
real
exit
light
blessing
Oh,
range.
by the way, so from where you're standing, I should
Yeah.
make this clear just so it's easier to see. You are now higher at this point of the stairs than the tops of the other two towers to the side.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
The sky bridges are below you.
All right. So I will stick my torch slowly, without being too aggressive, through the crack, so that it can illuminate what's beyond the door if it's not magically dark.
Okay.
That's
You
weird. Does it transfer inanimate objects, or did it sense that
So
metal
you
was sentient?
so you stick your hand through the crack with the torch and hold it in, and through the crack on the door you can see that you're lighting up a wide open room. That was obviously, it has a dome ceiling at the top,
Right.
obviously, and then there seems to have one time been 4 pillars, 2 towards the front, 2 towards the back of the room. 2 of these pillars have cracked and fallen over and fallen down with ruins of time or whatever. At the far back of the room, there are 2 other pillars similar to the ones on the ground. And then there is an archway that extends between the 2 pillars and that leads up to a point at the top. You can't see much farther than that. Beyond the archway, you can tell that there's some sort of throne, ornate and golden. In the center of the room, there is a golden cage that goes up to the top, and then there's a slight, it ties up to the top, and then there's a little ring on top of it. And there's a system of intricate pulleys and ropes, chains, that's tied to the cage. There's also a lever within the cage itself, which seems to be connected to some sort of mechanism on the chains, connected to the pulleys.
Is the cage hanging from these chains, or
It
is it
seems
on
to-
the ground?
It seems to be, it's level with the ground, but
Uh-huh.
it's definitely not in the ground. Like, it's definitely kind of swaying back and forth in a hole in the
Okay.
ground.
Now, the lever, is it like on the ground that pulls it, or is it like a wall, like an elevator?
It's in the elevator on the floor of the, on the floor of the cage.
This is for transport.
Sure. Well,
Yeah,
let's see.
but-
So, first of all, since I'm presuming that Jovan is still right behind me,
Mhm.
I'm going to squeeze in so that the light of my torch can now illuminate more of the room, and so Jovan can see through the crack more of what I can show by being inside.
Okay.
And still be within blessing range.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so,
it's only 5 feet, right?
It's 5 feet.
Yeah, so I'm going to
I assume you're just inside the door, and
I'll be
just
just
outside
inside the door, but then once it seems safe, I'll actually move out of range and move towards the cage so that I can illuminate more of the room.
Sure.
okay. So as you get towards the door, and you want to peer through the crack?
Yeah.
All right, so you're looking in. As you get towards the door, there is a whoosh of air that comes out of the door and hits you in the face, which is odd because there's no wind down here. And it goes
past him.
it goes over you. It seems to be aiming for you. And
Okay.
it blows past your head and ruffles your hair a bit, and you hear the same voice you heard when you messed with the amulet before. And it says, "Servant of Netro, leave this place."
Ooh, someone knows your god. Nobody around here knows
Oh,
your god.
nice.
And your holy symbol seems to light up in response, almost in agitation and rebellion.
But I feel none of this, right?
No.
I'm just inside the room, like...
The pressure that you felt before, now that the doors are open, is back, full force.
You're gonna get
Okay.
some major props from Netro if you destroy this.
Okay,
evil
the
source.
unease and pressure I felt before is back stronger than ever.
The dwarves look to each other.
In
"Oh,
this
great.
tower.
that's not good. And then Anson goes, "Wait," and he moves up to the door.
There was a voice telling me to leave.
And he peeks his head in the door past the torch and he goes, oh, come here. And he directs the other dwarves and they all squeeze their noses through the door.
So
and
there are
start
like 4
sniffing.
dwarfs
Yeah.
as like in a column. This would be a great time for the doors to close. It would be like Final Destination.
Okay, so they all start breathing in and like, oh, my friends. And they all turn to each other and go, "There's so much gold. We can smell it, but it's distant, like it's wrapped up in some sort of sack. A hoard as we have never even seen before."
Now, you also said the cage and the chains are gold as well?
Yeah, but the dwarves are describing much more than that.
Okay.
We have to haul all this
Sweet.
gold, though. How would we carry
Alright,
it?
so at this point, do they, like, shoulder through into the room, like push the doors open more?
If you want them to, yeah, they'll press through a bit.
Sure.
They see that it's safe anyway.
Yeah.
So they use their dwarven strength together to press the stone doors open more and open up the hallway proper.
All right.
The light of your torch illuminates the rest of the room, and you can see the other features. So it's a wide room, probably about 50 feet long. At the far back end of the room, there is an ornate golden throne with carved dragon heads on either side of it, and one large, looming serpent-like head coming over the top of it, in 2D form, not 3D. With red velvet seats that's been rusted or destroyed and eaten away with the ravages of time.
Sure.
Up along the back part of the wall, there are a variety of odd jars and jugs flooded with a variety of cobwebs, small cobwebs, obviously from natural spiders.
Okay.
Struggle along the side and things. A thick layer of dust lies about the room, and the smell of musty, unearthed air penetrates the place. There's also a balcony over to the left side that you could see from down below that just, looks out onto the other towers and the lakes. Yeah.
Are the drawers sealed?
You can't tell from this far away.
Okay.
They're on the other side of the room next to the throne.
Alright, so once everyone is inside,
Mhm.
I'm presuming everyone is inside, I will slowly and carefully move towards the cage in the center.
Okay.
And you said it hangs over, so like there's a pit beneath it?
So, like, the floor and the bottom of the cage are completely level, but it's
Right.
obvious that there's nothing. No
Gotcha.
floor. Yeah.
So it is like an elevator shaft
Yes.
type of thing.
Yes.
Alright. Huh. And you said that this tower is connected to the others by walkways?
Yes, down
So-
below you further.
Oh, okay. So not on this level.
No, not on this level.
Not excited about entering a
Wait,
cage.
how do
and
we
throwing a
get
lever.
higher in the tower? Are we at the top of the tower?
You're at the top of the tower.
Oh, okay.
Oh, would the cage hold all 7 of us?
Very
It
strange.
looks like it will.
Very
Alright.
strange design.
So, I walk around and like try to illuminate things and doing the whole trap finding thing, but I'm out of his 5-foot range now. Although by now I'm guessing the spell's probably over.
Nope. The whole turn, 10 minutes. Hasn't gone by yet. Almost over.
Okay, so first things first is
Well, I mean, why don't I just enter with you and give you
Okay.
the bonus? I mean, I'll pull open the door a little wider.
Okay. Well, it's you're all.
I mean, we're all
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So you want to go looking around?
Yeah.
yeah, and specifically I want to examine the jars because like. Are they like Egyptian sacrifice body jars, or are they just jars filled with unguents and like perfumes, or are they jars
Sure.
that have beef jerky?
There, you want to just
Or
go
are they
to the
just
back of the room?
decorative? Yeah.
Okay. So as you make your way to the back of
They're
the
like
room,
behind the throne, right? They're just like along the wall in the
along
back.
the wall.
Yeah.
So as you make your way to the back of the room, you notice again the stone arch that leads out from the 2 other pillars that
Mhm.
lines up to the top. And now that you're closer, you can see more of its features.
Right.
So the stone arch itself arches up like this, and it seems to create a sort of, it creates an arch over that part,
Right.
like a gateway sort of. And then at the top there seems to be a slot of stone that's joined together at the top, almost like it'd be a keystone,
Right.
a spot for a keystone. But there's obviously something missing from it because you can see that there are flecks of gold and stuff around it. It's as if something's been forcefully pulled or ripped out from that location. On the pillars themselves, you notice 2 odd things. One is that on one side of the pillar, there seems to be 5 oddly perfectly uniform divots in one of the pillars with runic writings scrawled around them. And then below them is that same symbol on the back of the map inscribed directly into
Whoa! Now I'm interested.
On just one of the pillar or on
it.
both?
Just one pillar.
Okay.
The other pillar has similar runic writings upon it, but nothing as substantial as the 5 slots and the symbol.
Are the 5 divots like in a straight line, and this one's like right under all of them, like they're in a row?
So pillar here,
Right.
and the thing goes here, and the keystone would be
Right.
there, and then the pillars over here, and the 5 divots are on it.
Okay, on the left hand. one.
yeah,
But
left
are
hand.
they like in a straight line?
Yeah, they're in a
like-
straight line.
Okay.
Do I see any pattern with these symbols?
None that you can notice. Make an intelligence check, though.
There we go. That's 12.
You're studying this for a moment, you're like, I don't really know what this is, but it looks incredibly similar to... Actually, I don't know if I can announce this yet. So, it looks similar to a summoning circle, but not quite the same.
Interesting.
what looks like
At least
a
the
summoning
runes are
circle?
written out that way. The runes written out
Circle
on the
on the
pillars and
pillar.
stuff are similar to how a summoning circle would be inscribed.
But they don't make a circle.
The other question is it designed so that from from general appearances, the columns look symmetrical, so it's not
They
like
are
it'd be
exactly symmetrical.
really... Okay, so it wouldn't be like super weird, like these divots are filled with like super gemstones, and then this side is like, oh, it's boring and weird.
Yeah, but there's nothing in the divots.
Right.
It looks like something's meant to go there.
Are the divots all identical, or they shaped differently?
They are identical.
Okay, from then, can we tell if the divots are like gemstone size? Are they like...
They're like small rock size.
Okay.
And they're all round?
Yep. Well, sort of ovalish.
So the arch, right? You have the keystone here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have one arch that goes down,
Connecting to one pillar.
connecting to one pillar here, right?
Mm-hmm. And then another arch that goes down the other side connecting to that pillar.
So this is an empty space, or is it like a piece of rock with like an empty hole that something would have gone into?
Something that.
Okay.
And you can tell that it was obviously something golden and that's been ripped out.
But there are flecks still...
Yes, that's how you know it was ripped out.
Hmm.
Anyway, the spices.
Yes.
If you'd like to pass beyond the threshold.
Yes, I am more than willing to do so.
Okay.
Interesting.
So you pass beyond the threshold, walk through it, and
Right.
you get on the other side of the throne and start inspecting the jars.
Yes.
So, in many of the jars, you do find spices, sorting through the cobwebs and stuff. They're old, but you recognize some of them.
Okay.
These are older spices. However, in some of the jars, you find odd black, like jelly kind of stuff, like mold and something that's congealed together over time. In others, you find odd green liquid that smells somewhat foul and sort of chemical in its smelling. And then in a few of the jars, you find organs. There is a heart, 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, a liver, and a brain.
In separate jars.
In separate jars, all along the back of the row.
Are they like desiccated and mummified, or are they still like
they're,
fresh?
They're mummified.
So this chair, sorry to go back a little bit if I can. Does it have like a point like this?
No. It has a dragon head that kind of curves up over the top.
So close. Thought I figured it out. There was 2 pillars, the keystone at the top, the chair there,
Yeah, I know.
and
it
then
is very
below
similar.
there's a series of 3 different magic circles. And what the symbol is not really a symbol, but a instructions over it, like the architecture of the spell.
Yeah. So when you just
Maybe. Maybe it's both. Anyway.
when you described the jars earlier, I thought they were like those ornamental jars. They're like this
They're
high.
all different shapes. No,
Yeah,
they're
but
small.
they're
They're all
small.
different shapes and
Okay.
sizes,
They
and
could
they're on
be
a
somewhere
set of
else.
shelves
Okay,
behind the
so
throne.
so these are like human-sized organs.
Yes.
They're not like dragon
No,
heart.
definitely human organs. Or, well, they could be demi-human, I suppose.
Right.
But they're definitely medium-sized.
Okay, so they're not gigantic.
Yeah.
So the only way to continue is to go down via the chains,
Yeah, down via the elevator.
the elevator.
Are they in any kind of, or like, are all the human organs on one side and all the like?
The
food
human
and
organs
spices
are
and-
aligned in the center, directly behind the throne.
Oh, okay, and then on either side are jars of like
Spices, jellies, various things.
things that look like they might have once been liquid or food that has like rotten down.
Yeah.
Things that a wizard would use to assist in his spellcasting.
Yeah. In fact, if Merek takes a look at the jars, he notices that several of these things are common alchemical reagents.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we take them then?
Can't use any of them.
Yeah, they're too old.
Oh.
Also, they need a connection to the spell. I don't deal with old living material.
Hey, when things are mummified, are they like?
Do they appreciate in value? Or?
Let me ask you more specifically. Are they mummified in the sense that they were in the jar and they're now like if I reached in and grabbed it, it would just be like this desiccated heart, or are they mummified like they're preserved and they're wrapped up?
partially preserved and wrapped up.
Okay.
They're definitely meant to stay here for a long time.
Right. So here's the deal. Is the heart in the very middle?
No, the brain is.
Look, we just need to construct
I
our
can't-
own.
I can't believe. Never mind. Just keep going.
You're gonna eat it.
Oh, god damn it!
What else? It's James. What
Son
is he
of
gonna
a
do?
bitch!
Don't eat it.
Don't
Please,
eat the
Daedriel.
brain!
No, wait. I'm gonna reach in and take out the brain.
Okay, so you guys see the 14-year-old kid reaching into the jars. Anyway,
Yeah.
you want to take out the brain?
Yes.
I'm gonna say everyone freeze.
So
Well, I'm too busy looking at the runes, so I don't even notice.
your hand squishes disgustingly into the living material.
Oh, it's still squishy?
Relatively somewhat. It's been preserved quite well.
Oh, interesting.
Oh god.
I carefully and slowly lift it out of the jar. If I sense at any moment like this is breaking some like holding spell that's keeping something at bay, I'm gonna immediately put it back in.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you
What's-
Or if I start to see Jovan like bleeding from his eyes and nose, I will also like drop it right back in.
You slowly pull it out of the embalming fluid.
Mhm.
It comes
Oh,
out.
it's in fluid.
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
fluid.
I thought it was
Of
just
course it was
sitting
in
fluid.
mummified in there. You know how like
No, my bad. Yeah, it's in fluid.
Oh,
But you slowly
okay.
Yeah, no,
pull it
that's
out
what
of
they
the
do
fluid.
with the organs of the people who get mummified.
Oh, okay. No, because
They
like
take them out and submerge them in fluid.
oh, because if you go to the
Right.
like the Egyptian exhibits, some of them are actually dried up in jars and they're just like
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
in fluid.
Oh, more gross than I had initially as anticipated. In that case,
Too gross?
no.
You're gonna drink it?
No, you have completely misunderstood me here.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I am not going to eat the mummified heart and the mummified brain. I am not that character. Not close, but not exactly that character. But no, I wanted to see whether or not they were like keystones of an existing spell that was like holding things that if I disturbed it, it would do anything.
Sure.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
seem to.
Okay, so and the jars are like not sealed, so they're just sitting in these jars.
Yep.
Like they're ceramic, right? They're not like transparent.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna lift the central jar
Are there
off
5
the
organs?
shelf.
Interesting.
I think so.
A pair of lungs, a heart, a brain, a pair of kidneys, and
A liver.
A liver.
A liver. Yeah, no, so
Alright.
there's more than 5.
Okay.
But the lungs are in one jar, and the pair.
Yeah, they're
okay.
separated by organ.
Alright. So I lift up the jar, and it just lifts easily.
Yeah.
And does it have a space there that looks like there's just hundreds of years of dust
Yes.
around it, and there's an
It's been
opening?
there for a long time.
I'm gonna set it aside and examine the shelf to see if there's any kind of like mechanism or anything that would trigger if like to see if the shelf is like hiding something.
Sure. Give me find traps.
I feel like you're putting a little too much effort in this shelf.
I figured you're spending all this time reading runes, so I have time anyway. I'm
alright.
bored.
Yeah.
I'm just nosy, and I'm guessing his spell has dissipated by now.
Sure.
Natural 20.
Wow, that's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So you start digging around in there, feeling around and stuff without disturbing the jars, and you notice that only one, the heart, has a pressure plate beneath it.
Yikes.
To lift it up would activate some sort of trap that would. You don't know what mechanism it's connected to,
Right.
but it's definitely not something that'll shoot a dart at you or slice you because there's no room for that mechanism to
Right.
exist in the shelf.
Hey. Wanna try something cool? Ooh. How strong are my Indiana Jones skills?
It'd be an agility check to pull that trick, and it'd be pretty damn difficult.
Do this whole find traps thing, is it I just get a sense there's an effect, right? Like it could be positive, it could be neutral. It's not necessarily like a bad thing, is it?
You'd assume this would be bad because the trap is made to protect somebody from stealing the heart.
Oh wait,
Mm-hmm.
but I could just fish the. Oh no, because they would change the weight.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. All right. I will make sure. So I put the brain thing back, and then I will make sure everyone is aware that the heart is at risk and that there is a plague trap here, so that if you're gonna do anything, don't disturb the heart. And if we have combat in this room, somebody needs to stand in front of the heart to make sure that it doesn't get knocked over.
The dwarves all mutter to each other and go, all right.
And in case you decide to hammer the room, yeah, this part.
They think you're a weird kid because you're messing with organs, but they're like, okay, I guess they warned us of danger, why not?
Yes, that's my thing. So while then I do what any 14-year-old kid who's tired of organs does. I'm gonna go and like pop myself up on the throne and sit there and be awesome.
Okay. You sit yourself down in the throne.
Yep.
I'm ready to go down the elevator.
Yeah, I'm ready to go down the elevator.
Okay.
If everyone is in the elevator, I'm gonna pop off the throne and join them in the elevator.
All right.
Yep.
So the dwarves look about and
Fine.
they climb down into the elevator.
Are we all
And,
just trusting this elevator?
Yes.
All right.
The chains look sound and the pulleys look like they work.
Okay. Sounds good enough to me.
This is mechanical, so I looked at the dwarves.
All right. So the dwarves look over and they inspect it and stuff and goes, looks pretty sound. It's made out of gold, so can't be that sturdy, but it's weathered the years. Might as well give it a shot. If we get into trouble, I'm sure we can figure something out. And Anson and Gergen grab onto the lever and give it a tug. And, go, and there's kind of a grinding sound as they grab it more and tug on it because it hasn't been used in a while. They're just like, and it goes, and with a clunk, suddenly a counterweight somewhere goes off and starts dropping, and there's a chook, 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 as the cage slowly begins to descend down to the next level.
Ooh.
Sweet.
So, as soon as it starts to lower, I'm going to drop to the ground and lay on the ground with my eyes so that in case like there's anything down there, I'll be able to see it immediately and warn them, or at least say jump or something like that.
Okay. So the thing goes and begins descending downward a bit. And as you come into this next room, because you're lying like that, you see... Well, which direction are you facing? North or south? Towards the spice rack or towards the door you came into?
I would presume towards the door, because this is near the back, right?
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's the elevator.
Oh, it's right in the center?
right in the center.
Yeah, towards the front. It seems more reasonable.
Okay. So as the thing descends downward, you can see ahead of you there is on the wall of the next level, there is a large mural that spans one part of the dome and then the other two parts. So basically half of the room's wall as you come down. And it begins to descend. Other than that, the only other thing you see looking around are two open archways that lead off to the sky bridges that go to the other towers.
Okay.
So with a there's a rolling sound for about maybe a good 30 seconds, and then the elevator goes and descends down this level. There's a set of stairs behind you, which go down and probably curve around this tower as you descend downward. The elevator seems to only go in between the third and fourth floors.
Interesting.
But the mural behind you is something else. So upon the mural, it seems to be depicting some sort of scene, a story of some sort.
Ooh, the Stations of the Sacrifice.
It begins on the left side with the symbol of a bunch of people all gathering together and praying and worshiping some sort of lizard form up in the sky. In the next part, they seem to be amassing hoards of gold, treasure, and each of them has built themselves a mound to sit upon on top of each other. And the next part after that...
Like the people have sat on mounds of their own
the people
gold?
have begun to gather mounds of gold for themselves.
Like a dragon, they make a hoard.
Yeah. In the next part, you can see that they have begun to set up ritual channels around the hoards and stuff. And they've designed... and they've started to design altars. And they begin sacrificing people upon altars. And then slowly, as the mural pans around to the next wall, you can see that the people slowly start to rest within the hoards of gold that they have around them. And they gather more and more gold, and as they do so, their forms begin to change. Slowly, and oddly, as the mural goes on, their hands extend to reveal longer bat-like wings. Their faces get longer and begin to grow large lizard-like mouths. As they begin to grow wispy or solid, whiskers and manes and such like that. And then by the end of it, there are 4 other dragon-like shapes standing on top of hoards, roaring to the sky. And above it all stands the great
so the images were just of these 4 people, not just hundreds of people.
Yeah, 4 people, yeah.
Oh.
But a bunch of... And it circles along.
Wow.
Interesting.
Do the 4 look identical?
Or they
did they transfer to different kinds?
They look identical.
I wonder if one of them's the North Dragon, one of them's the South.
Yeah. And what about the form they're worshipping? Do they look like smaller versions of that, or?
Yeah, they appear to be that.
Huh.
Awesome. Sweet.
So, what is this?
Sounds like a pretty sweet deal. Get gold, be a dragon,
Yeah.
Sacrifice people.
sacrifice people.
Yeah.
It's not great, but
Nothing's worth
Are there
nothing's
anything in
worth
the
what you
legends or the
sacrifice.
stories about
well,
a
dragons
dragon
are gold,
god
I
or
guess.
people becoming dragons or?
The only thing relative to a dragon god would be Quists, the demon monarch. And you do know that hoards are always with dragons and dragons are always with hoards, but that's the only thing you know.
Does the demon monarch, we don't know anything about it. Only you do. Right.
And Merek doesn't even know that much. He just knows.
He doesn't know like what
just
kind
knows
of
the
dragon
name.
it appears as, just
Yeah.
that it appears as a dragon.
So here's the other thing: is the mural detailed enough that you can see whether or not any of them are wearing symbols or anything like that?
Yes, they are all wearing symbols like the one you found on the skeleton.
Okay, well that does.
If anyone wants
That
a
answers my
multi-class, we
question.
can do it here.
I know.
What is a evil cleric?
Yes.
I can multi-class into evil cleric.
Or if I wanted,
Oh.
I could just have dual mindedness.
Wouldn't it be funny? Is like, what are you? Cleric, evil cleric.
It'd be-
It's like what?
it'd be
Neutral
exactly
cleric,
like,
evil cleric.
Isn't that just evil cleric?
It's a
like,
lot of democracy between two celestial
It'd
beings.
be
Like-
it'd be just like the mummy, or just like just pulling out symbol after symbol until one of them works.
I know that would be me, right? That's like,